everyone, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you guys a very exciting video, and that is going to be my December TBR. I am so pumped about this coming month because of course it is the Christmas season, and I definitely plan on reading a lot of Christmas themed and holiday themed books, but also I'm going to be doing a readathon, and for this month my goal was just to read as many books as possible that are going to make me happy and feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I just discovered today that Tistheseasonathon is happening again this year. I hadn't seen anybody talk about it on YouTube or on Twitter or anything, so I didn't think it was happening, but I looked it up and it is. And so it's happening the very first week of December, November 30th through December 6th. I'm gonna put the graphic over here for all of the prompts, and I'm gonna go through them and kind of give you my TBR for that readathon. Also, I am planning on doing a week-long reading vlog for this readathon. So instead of uploading a weekly wrap-up for that week, I'll just upload the reading vlog, and I think that that's gonna be really fun because I actually haven't done a reading vlog in like 3 months, I think. I was looking through my channel recently and I realized that it's been a long time since I've done a reading vlog, and that's mainly because my vlogs get the least amount of views, so I'm not very motivated to make them. But I do think that Tistheseasonathon is going to be a really fun time, so I definitely want to document that. So the first prompt we have here is read a holiday themed book, and for that one I'm going with A Very Highland Holiday, which is an e-arc that I got off of NetGalley, and I'm so excited about it because it's an anthology of historical Highlander Christmas themed romance novellas. That was a really long description of what this book is, but it features a lot of some of my favorite historical romance authors, such as Jennifer Ashley, Kerrigan Byrne, and Darcy Burke, to name a few. As you can see on the cover, there's a few other romance authors involved as well. So this is definitely going to be a chunky read for sure, but I'm just really excited about it. I love historical romances that are themed around Christmas. They just make me so happy. So then the next prompt we have is read a book you meant to get to this year but didn't, and this actually goes hand in hand with the next prompt, which is read a diverse book. So I am going to use 2 prompts for this book, and that is going to be The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is a book that I bought some months back. This is a 2020 release, and I have been meaning to get to it all year because everyone that I follow that has read this book has given it 5 stars. Everybody just raves and raves and raves about it, and it does sound like a book that's going to make me feel happy and warm and fuzzy inside. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the synopsis for you guys. It says, Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. So this goes into the diversity prompt as well, because we have LGBTQ plus representation, and we have magical children that I'm sure have a very diverse range of magical abilities. So I am so pumped for this one. Next up, we have read a book with lights on the cover, and I'm gonna double this up with the bonus group book, and that is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I am so pumped to read this book. I was already planning on reading this in December anyway, but I'm so glad that it's counting for a couple of the prompts for Tistheseasonathon. So this just sounds like the perfect Christmas themed romance, and this has also been getting a lot of really great reviews, which is exciting because Christina Lauren's, like, their most recent releases have not been getting a great reception in general. Like, people that I follow have not really been enjoying them. It's like Twice in a Blue Moon and The Honey Don't List. So I'm really excited to see that this one has been getting a lot of positive praise. I don't really know much about the plot of this one except that it follows our main character May, and it takes on the plot of the movie Groundhog Day, and that she ends up living either Christmas Day or like Christmas Eve or something like that over and over and over again. So that sounds really intriguing and also really fun. Then the last prompt on here is read a cozy read. I'm actually going to read 2 sort of novellas for this prompt. The first one is The Greatest Gift. I cannot remember who the author is, but of course I'll put the cover over here. And this is a very short novella. I think it's maybe like 30 pages or something like that. but this is the source material for the very popular movie It's a Wonderful Life, and that is one of my favorite movies of all time, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, so I'm really excited to read the source material. And I'm also planning on reading A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens for this same prompt. Again, I think the audiobook is only about 2 hours long. This is definitely a short story, and I can't believe it's actually taken me this long to finally get to the original story of A Christmas Carol, because I adore so many adaptations and retellings of this classic tale, and it's just well past time that I finally read the original source material. So yeah, that's it for my Tistheseasonathon TBR, but now I'm gonna get to the rest of the books that I want to read in December. So the first one is Once Upon a Winter's Eve by Tessa Dare. We all know that Tessa Dare is my favorite historical romance author ever. So this is a novella from her Spindle Cove series, and this takes place around the Christmas season, as you can tell from the title, I'm sure. And at the very beginning of the novella, there's actually a Christmas ball, and that just sounds like the perfect little novella to read around this time of year. Then the other book that I want to get to that I don't have a physical copy of yet is How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is coming out tomorrow. I am filming this on November 23rd. This is being released tomorrow, November 24th. So I'm expecting to get my physical copy from Amazon tomorrow, and I am just so pumped about this novella. This is going to be from Prince Cardan's POV, and that is the one thing that the Cruel Prince series was missing, in my opinion, was Cardan's POV. So I am just so pumped for this book. Next up we have Do You Want to Start a Scandal by Tessa Dare. So this is the fourth and final book in her Castles Ever After series, which is a series that I've been working through in 2020. So I definitely wanted to end 2020 with the end of this series, and like I said earlier in this video, I just want to read as many books as possible that are going to make me happy, and I know that a Tessa Dare novel is going to do just that. So this sounds like a really cute plot with a mystery thrown in, actually, so I'm just going to read the back cover for you. It says, on the night of the Parkhurst ball, someone had a scandalous tryst in the library. Was it Lord Canby with the maid on the divan, or Miss Fairchild with a rake against the wall? Perhaps the butler did it. All Charlotte Highwood knows is this: it wasn't her. But rumors to the contrary are buzzing. Unless she can discover the lover's true identity, she'll be forced to marry Piers Brandon, who is Lord Granville, the coldest, most arrogantly handsome gentleman she's ever had the misfortune to embrace. When it comes to emotion, this man hasn't got a clue. And the synopsis goes on from there. Like I said, the plot sounds really cute, and I love that there's a mystery thrown in. This is definitely one of Tessa Dare's more beloved books in general. I know a lot of people that I follow that really love this book. Next up we have Succubus Dreams by Rochelle Mead. This is book 3 in the Succubus Blues series. I have been reading one book a month from this series, so I've read Succubus Blues and Succubus on Top, and I am so excited to get to this one because this is just such a fantastic paranormal romance series that centers around Georgina Kincaid, who is a succubus, and I just cannot wait to see what direction Rochelle Mead takes this series going forward, because the first 2 books were just absolutely fantastic. Next up we have The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. So this one isn't Christmas themed, but it does take place on New Year's Eve, I believe. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the synopsis for you guys. It says, Rin has one unread text message on her phone, and it's been there for almost a year. She hasn't tried to read it, she can't, she won't, because the one message is the last thing her best friend ever said to her before she died. But as Rin finds herself trapped in the Denver International Airport on New Year's Eve, thanks to a never-ending blizzard on the 1-year anniversary of her best friend's death, fate literally runs into her, and his name is Xander. So that plot sounds really intriguing. I've heard overall very positive things about this book. It just sounds like it's going to be a really solid YA contemporary romance that takes place on New Year's Eve. So you guys might recall from my November TBR that I am trying to get more and more into classic literature in general. So for this month, I wanted to read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I actually don't really know what this is about, but from what I understand, it is like the epitome of a classic Gothic romance, and you guys know that I have been really into Gothic literature lately, so I'm really hoping to enjoy this a lot more than I did Jane Eyre. I think I will, because this was published originally in 1938, so it's not nearly as old as Jane Eyre was, so I'm hoping that the writing style is going to be more accessible than Jane Eyre, and I've heard really good things about the story in general, so I am really looking forward to this one. And last but not least, I have a couple of books that I picked up up from my local library a couple of days ago. Now, I might get to these at the very end of November. I am filming this on the 23rd, so it could happen, but if it doesn't, I'll just add this on to my December TBR. So the first one is Wolf by Ryan Groden. So this is the first book in a duology, and it centers around the idea of what if Hitler and the Axis powers won World War II. And so this book is taking place in an alternate universe, I guess you could say, in 1956. And there is this motorcycle race that is held annually to essentially commemorate the Axis powers' victory in World War II. And so our main character ends up impersonating a motorcycle racer so that she can win the race for herself and try to kill Hitler. This just sounds so intriguing to me. I've definitely been interested in reading books that center around this speculative idea of what if the Axis powers had won the war, and I've just heard really great things about this duology, so I hope that I really enjoy this. And last but certainly not least, we have a graphic novel, and that is going to be Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I'm pretty sure that's the correct pronunciation, but this is a horror graphic novel and it's very chunky. And this centers around the idea of spirals. That's really all I know about it. That's really all that I was told about it. And I didn't want to read a synopsis because I didn't want to spoil myself for it. But I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about this, and I've been really interested in getting into horror graphic novels, so I think that this is going to be a perfect one to start with. Alright guys, that's going to be it for my December TBR. I hope you enjoyed, and I would love it if you would leave a comment down below telling me about the books that you plan on reading in December, and I would also love it if you would press that like button and subscribe, and I thank you in advance if you do. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!